Welcome to Leading for Value. After 40 years of working in a variety of industries, I've decided to spend some time translating what I have learned over all those years into exercises, tools, models, and other kinds of resources that I'm going to make available on my website. After 40 years of working in a variety of industries, healthcare, financial services, the Department of Defense, and more recently, the public political environment, and serving in different kinds of environments, the for-profit environment, the not-for-profit environment, the defense industry or environment, and also the public political environment. It's been my opportunity to learn and use a great deal of material from other people in the work that I've done. In Leading for Value, as you'll see shortly, we're going to change palettes from this talking head into the models that we'll be working with. I will have organized my thinking into four distinct areas of focus. And one has to do with leadership, one has to do with innovation and creativity, another has to do with how do you lead organizations, the organizational behavior, and managing teams. And the last one is the one that's sort of foundational to everything, and that is managing risk. And so what I've done is compiled a great deal of material in an effort to create an inventory, if you will, and as I mentioned earlier, a repository of these tools that I'm making available to anyone who wants them. We're going to launch it from my website. We'll have more information on that later. But right now, I want you to know that I hope that you will use this material to your best advantage. I wish you all the best. And the next thing you will see will be the digital blackboard and the Leading for Value models and how we then are organized to move forward.
Okay, we've changed templates and now we're looking at the four models that I referred to earlier in the video. And these four models really represent the accumulation over 40 years of experience of a variety of ideas and concepts. And I have to tell you, I was inspired a few years ago on my last trip to Romania. The hospital director at a rehab hospital outside of a little town called Bela Felix, whose name was Laszlo Ridley. This was a hospital that was undergoing a major transformation, not with a lot of money, but a lot of dedicated effort, creativity by the hospital director and his staff to use the resources they had as best as they possibly could. Laszlo, some of my work goes to your credit for inspiring me to do something with my material that I have. Well, let me tell you where you can find this particular video. It's going to be located on my company website, www.therethmeyergroup.com, and it's under the page that is entitled Leading for Value. So that's where this is found, and look forward to having you start at that point. Let me walk through the models very, very quickly and tell you that in the upper left-hand corner, inspired leadership, that's all about building capability, capacity, and those two highly correlated build confidence in the team that you're leading. And that might be just a team, it might be the entire organization. In any event, that's a key piece on that one. If we were talking about an organization and where it wants to go, or where it is trying to determine to go, we might use this model that I call E3. explore, expand, excel in terms of ideas, relationships, processes, and systems. That's a model about organizational behavior and vision, values, goals, and objectives. If we wanted to draw attention to the creative side of our organizations, I will point to this work that we call iWorks, Innovation Works, developed a number of years ago when I was with Wachovia, the old Wachovia. And what we'll have in there are a series of tools and guides on how to translate your creativity into innovation and bring new products or services to the market. And the last model has to do with managing business risk. And I've divided business risk into three major components. Something I call foundational, that has to do with the core risk, operational and market risk. That's your service reputation, if you will. Characteristics, that has to do with how many times do we see this potential risk in our company. That's high volume, high risk, and problem prone. And then thirdly, in terms of levels of prevention. Now, how I'm going to do this is on the Learning for Value page, you will find a series of separate areas. One, that'll be models. Two will be tools. Three, I'll provide you a list of resource materials as we go through this process. I'll keep adding to it, so you'll have that information available. And then thirdly or fourthly, I'm going to provide you with an email address that I would recommend you use if you have any questions or ideas about what you might want to see. And that is very simply Leading for Value at gmail.com. I encourage you to communicate to me. Let me know if there's something you want me to add, something you've seen that you particularly like, or something that you don't see that you want me to do. I'd be happy to do that. That's how we're going to be organized, and what I encourage you to do is spend some time, take a look at my website, take a look at Leading for Value, and that's the beginning of a new phase in the development of the RethmeyerGroup.com.